All right, let's just jump right into this explainer. We're going to take a hard look at whether you, yes you, a self-proclaimed, totally good, law-abiding person, are actually breaking the law every single day. Look, you follow the rules, right? You're kind to others, and you absolutely would not consider yourself a criminal. But when we start looking at how we actually navigate the internet, well, the story gets a whole lot more complicated.
So, are you a digital criminal? I mean, you're probably sitting there thinking, no way, absolutely not me. But the truth is, our seemingly harmless digital habits are often hiding these invisible, tiny crimes. Literally, most of us are breaking these little hidden laws every single day without even realizing it. Things that feel completely harmless, completely normal on social media, they might actually be getting you into some really hot water.
Now, the real villain here is this psychological blind spot called the logic gap. Basically, our brains are so intensely focused on getting that next dopamine hit or, finding that next funny post that we develop this massive blind spot. It totally tricks our brains into missing the line between what feels okay, just because everyone else is doing it, and what is actually strictly legal. So today, we're going to break down a few of these harmless habits that could technically get you into serious trouble. And I guarantee, for sure, you have done at least one of these today.
Section 1. The Casual Content Thief. Stealing bricks for a picture of success.
Okay, so when we look at our most common, totally normalized digital habits, that logic app we just talked about tells us, hey, everyone's doing it, so it must be completely fine. But here's the crucial point. Many of these everyday actions are actually treated by the law as direct violations of copyright. Let's break these down real quick. First up, reposting pictures or memes. We've all been there. You see a cool photo, take a quick screenshot, boom, shared like it's yours. But legally, the creator owns that content and re-uploading it is technically straight-up copyright theft. Second, grabbing those high-quality Google images for your YouTube thumbnails or ads for a small project. Those images belong to someone. Using them for something that makes money steps you right into a legal minefield that can easily lead to copyright strikes or even a massive lawsuit. Third, using just a few seconds of a trending song to set the mood in your video, well, platforms are absolutely packed with copyright bots, and they do not care if it was only 5 seconds. It's unauthorized, and it can literally get your entire channel taken down. And finally, using sketchy sites to download free movies or songs for an edit, or maybe just to save a few bucks. It really doesn't matter if you aren't making money off it. People have literally been fined thousands of dollars for a single download.
And this just brilliantly illustrates how your brain tries to build a picture of success by totally ignoring the creator's rights, basically using stolen bricks to do it. You're chasing a viral post or the thrill of saving a few dollars, but the stark reality is copyright theft. It doesn't feel like a crime, right? Because society completely normalizes it. But using someone else's work without credit or permission is a line the law actually takes very, very seriously.
Section 2. The Data Smuggler. When favors become hacking.
All right, so now we escalate from just stealing public content to actually violating corporate terms of service and strict data privacy laws. We so often ignore the small traffic rules of the internet until they cause a massive problem, like sharing a streaming login, right? It feels like a super nice favor for a friend or a family member. Or keeping a little email list. That seems like standard practice for literally any small endeavor. But you are actually crossing a very strict legal line here. If you're storing names or emails without explicit consent, even just for a school project or a tiny side hustle, the law views that incredibly harshly. And sharing that Netflix or Spotify logging? Yeah, that is technically a direct violation of the company's terms of service.
Get this. In the eyes of corporate terms of service and strict privacy laws like GDPR, these actions are categorized as unauthorized access, which literally places them in the exact same legal territory as hacking. No joke. The internet takes your private data very seriously, and so does the law. It's this weird gray zone that companies are really starting to crack down on, turning a totally harmless favor into a massive potential legal issue.
Section 3. The Intimate Invader. Crossing the personal line.
Okay, now the tension really escalates. We're transitioning away from those abstract corporate rules and getting into the deeply personal, intimate violations you might actually commit behind closed doors. There's this powerful quote from our source material that perfectly captures this dangerous psychological shift. It happens when you pick up a partner's phone to scroll their chats, or maybe you decide to secretly record a funny argument. It's just an impulse, right? A sudden urge to just check something. But in that exact moment, your curiosity completely overrides your cognitive control, and that leads to a legal risk you probably never even saw coming. Let's be real, these situations happen all the time. Maybe you pick up a friend's phone and just end up scrolling through their chats. Well, in a lot of places, this isn't just a breach of trust, it's technically unauthorized access. Opening private messages without consent can literally be a crime, even if it's someone you love. And recording people, we've all seen arguments or funny moments that were secretly recorded just to show friends later. But if you record someone in a private place without their explicit consent, you could be severely invading their privacy. Even if you never post the video to social media, or you were just quote-unquote checking up on someone, these acts aren't just breaches of trust. They are severe, actionable crimes in many, many countries.
So once again, we see your brain seeking that immediate dopamine reward. You want that viral moment, or you just want your curiosity satisfied, completely ignoring the legal rights of the person on the other side of the lens. You prioritize that little burst of curiosity, totally blinding yourself to the severe privacy invasion you are actually committing right in that moment.
Section 4. The verdict. Reclaiming cognitive control.
All right, so we've looked at the content thief, the data smuggler, and the intimate invader. Realizing you've likely committed these invisible crimes doesn't mean you're a malicious person. It just means the digital world is much, much more complex than it appears on the surface. When you understand the mind and the laws that govern our digital world, you really start seeing your daily habits completely differently. Because of that, I have a specific request for you. Actually, I don't want you to subscribe right now. Instead, I want you to close this explainer and physically take these 3 steps. Next time you're about to hit repost without giving credit or hit record without asking permission, force yourself to take a 3-second pause. Literally just prove to yourself that you actually have cognitive control over your own actions. Because that is the ultimate question here. Will you stay one step ahead and take back control, or are you going to fall right back into the pattern and let the logic gap control you? Look, if you find yourself coming back to our explainers later because you actively chose to, and not because you were just mindlessly scrolling for a distraction, then go ahead and hit subscribe. Stay smart, stay curious, and hey, try to stay legal.